from Jen's Extraordinary Life, and today we're gonna make a fun Valentine treat. Now you could make this any time of the year. It doesn't have to be for Valentine's Day, but I'm just making it a little extra for Valentine's. So welcome to my Make Believe Cooking Show. We're going to make the best Rice Krispie treats kicked up a notch for Valentine's Day. So I found these Valentine red and white mix Rice Krispies. There's no flavor in them. They're the same flavor or whatever. They're just, some are red and some are white. So I was like, oh, so cute for Rice Krispie treats. And then I have the best recipe for Rice Krispie treats. Now, there's a lot of recipes out there. There's even one on the side of the box, and that's fine. But y'all, Sweetened Condensed Milk, this is going to kick your Rice Krispie treats up a notch. It's going to make them extra. It's going to make them so ooey gooey. They're gonna be like bakery style Rice Krispie treats. Now, there's tons of recipes out there for using sweetened condensed milk in Rice Krispie treats, but they don't always call for a full can of this. Why not? I don't know. But this is how I make it. I'm gonna put the recipe, how I make it, in the description below. You do you. Now here's what you're gonna need. I have taken a glass baking dish and I've lined it with parchment paper, and I just cut it so that it kind of goes over the edges because I want to be able to pull them out of there. You can do that, or I'm gonna make actually a double batch here. So, because I'm gonna take one with me to a potluck, and then I'm also, I mean, we need some here for ourselves, right? This is just a disposable 8x8. And so for that one, I'm going to spray it well, because you don't want your Rice Krispie treats to stick. All right, so we're just gonna spray that pan. We'll do another one. So you're gonna need a pan to cook it in. You're going to need a can of sweetened condensed milk. I'm making a double batch, so I got 2 cans here. You're going to need a 10-ounce bag of the mini marshmallows. I'm making a double batch, so I got 2 bags here. And you're gonna need 3 tablespoons of butter. I use unsalted. You can totally use salted in this if you want to. But I've got 6 tablespoons here because, again, I'm making a double batch. You're going to need 6 cups of Rice Krispies. This family size box is 12 cups. So that's perfect for a double batch. Now, you could totally make this in a 9x13. Your Rice Krispie treats just aren't going to be as thick. They're going to be a little bit thinner. I like them like that, you know, like nice, thick, yummy gooiness. So we're doing it in an 8x8, but you could totally do it in a 9x13. It's just the bigger the pan, the thinner your Rice Krispie treats are going to be. But here is, this is what's going to make it so extra. These are Ghirardelli mini chocolate chips. Listen, so good. So I'm gonna put these little cute little itty bitty baby delicious chocolate chips. Oh, so good. At the very end. So I'm gonna take you over to the stove. We're gonna do this. You can whip these out in no time. Let's go over to the stove, come on. Okay, so I've got my butter in a big Dutch oven. You're going to want to watch this because you don't want to burn it. Now, 2 things that I use. One is a wooden spoon and one is a rubber spatula. Now I'm gonna wait and use the rubber spatula until I put the marshmallows in. But for all the other mixing, I use a wooden spoon. You're also going to want to have some cooking spray because I like to spray the wooden spatula, the rubber spatula when you start putting in those marshmallows. Just kind of helps it keep from sticking. I'm gonna go ahead and open these. I mean, does it get any better than sweetened condensed milk? Now, I am going to say these are not low calorie or low fat or low anything else. These are straight up fattening deliciousness. All right, so my butter is melted. Now, I have before done where I'll like brown the butter, and that gives it kind of that nutty butter taste a little bit. So that's an option if you want to go with that. You just do need to keep watch of your butter and don't let it burn. All right, once it starts boiling, you go ahead and start pouring in that sweetened condensed milk. Oh my gosh. Now remember, we have 6 tablespoons of butter, and I'm going to use 2 cans of this sweetened condensed milk because I'm making a double batch. But if you're just making one batch, I'm just saying, if you're just making one batch, just plan on it disappearing that day. But if you want to save some, you might want to make a double batch. Or if you want to share it. Okay, so some things about this. How long do they keep? Supposedly, making them this way, they'll stay ooey gooey for about 4 days. I would not know the answer to that because they don't last 4 days around here because they get eaten way faster than that. Can you freeze them? Absolutely. You can freeze them, and then you're just going to want to make sure that they're in an airtight container, or wrap them in plastic wrap and freeze them. We are going to stir this continually until it starts to, till the butter and the sweetened condensed milk are combined and it starts to bubble. So I've turned it down to medium high. Kind of like when you make fudge, you want to just keep stirring, stirring, stirring. You kind of want to do that with this. I mean, you can let it rest for a second, but I'm serious when I say let it rest for a second. See the edges? I don't know if you can see the edges. Let's see if I can see in the camera. The edges are starting to bubble a little bit. Oh, it smells so good. You don't want to burn that milk and you don't want to burn that butter. So you just keep stirring. You want this nice and hot. I was talking to my sister the other day, and we were trying to decide, okay, it's starting to bubble. I'll tell you what we were talking about in a minute. At this point, you're going to turn it down to low and add your marshmallows. I know a lot of you guys follow my sister. I'll put a link to her channel in my description. But this is the first bag. So I was talking to my sister Natalie, and we were trying to decide if you could use the Jet Puff marshmallow fluff for this instead of the mini marshmallows. And I really feel like I've done it before in the past when I didn't have marshmallows. I think I used marshmallow fluff. Marshmallow fluff. I can't even get it out. But I cannot remember if it turned out or not. Oh, I forgot. I like to do this part with, I knew I was doing something weird. I like to do this part with a rubber spatula, and I spray it with oil so that it doesn't stick to the spatula. Okay, that will also help me when it's time to spread it into the pan. All right, so I'm still just trying to get those marshmallows to go ahead and melt all the way. And they pretty much have. And so now, there's one other thing that I like to add sometimes. I don't always do this, but we're gonna do it today. And I will put a half a teaspoon of vanilla. So since this is a double batch, I'm gonna put a whole teaspoon. So I'm gonna add that in there. Because who doesn't like vanilla? So now my heat is off. I'm going to go ahead and add 12 cups of Rice Krispies, which is this whole box. I'm gonna do it about 6 cups at a time, which is like half the box. Listen, can you hear it? Snap, crackle, pop. I mean, how cute. How cute are these? Red. Okay. Red and white Rice Krispies. So cute. All right, so I've got all 12 cups in there now. You're gonna wanna make sure you have a big enough Dutch oven for this. And I'm just getting it good and combined, which is gonna take a little bit of finesse in the beginning. All right, I'm gonna move this over to the pan and show you how we're gonna do that. Okay, so I'm back. I've got my 2 pans that are lined or sprayed. My Rice Krispie treats are all mixed up. And now I'm gonna take half of this and put it in each pan. So that's gonna be tricky. Okay. Gonna pour some of that in there. I'm gonna pour some in this pan, and then I can go in and scoop and get them a little more equal. These are gonna be so thick and gooey. Okay. Let's see. Now, that's my lid over there. You're just gonna take the back of your spatula, which is sprayed with cooking spray. It should still be pretty non-stick at this point. If it starts getting sticky, you can add some more cooking spray. And you're just gonna spread this all over it. And then, okay. This fell on the counter, so I'm just gonna go ahead and taste it. Oh my gosh. It hasn't even had time to cool yet. And it's so good. Let me go wash my hands because I'm about to touch these chocolate chips. Hang on. Okay. Y'all. That's good. Okay, so here's my thinking on this. I'm just going to sprinkle these on here. Because isn't that cute? And then I'm going to get my little spatula. I'm going to spray the back of it. This is a clean spatula. I'm just going to press them down into it. Because it's had a few seconds to cool somewhat. So they're not all, you know, melting. I mean, I feel like we need a little more than that. It is Ghirardelli after all. Now, you don't have to put the chocolate chips in there, but I think it just makes it a little extra. And then you can cool this in the fridge. I like to just let it set at room temperature for about 45 minutes or so before you even think about cutting it. Maybe even an hour. But that is the hardest part, is waiting for this to cool. So I'm gonna let that cool. And then when that's all cooled and everything, then I'll come back and we'll be able to lift this straight up out of the pan because it's got this parchment in it. And then I'm going to show you these nice thick gooey Rice Krispie squares. I cannot wait. So, all right, I'll see you back in about 45 minutes. I'm back, and this lovely Rice Krispie treat dish has been, I had it sitting on the counter and then I decided to put it in the fridge for just a little bit because I was anxious to cut it. So we're gonna cut it and I'm gonna show you all of the ooey gooey deliciousness. So we took this, put this on the parchment paper because, do you see how gooey that is? Imagine if that was stuck inside that 8x8 pan. All right, so super gooey. I love it. All right. I'm just going to peel this down from the sides first. I'm actually going to spray my knife. With some cooking spray, just to make it a little bit easier to cut. So I'm gonna cut this into 9 pieces, so 3 sections both ways. Yummy gooiness. These are nice and soft and chewy and ooey and gooey. Oh my gosh. They're just fantastic. I'm going to taste it. That sweetened condensed milk. It does the trick. Now, let me tell you something. There's a ton of recipes out there that call for half a cup of sweetened condensed milk. Don't do it. Use the whole 14-ounce can. I promise you, you will not regret it. It is so good. All right. I hope you enjoy this. Please try this recipe. I would love to hear if you've tried it. And if you have something else super cute and cool that you're doing for Valentine's Day that's a treat, I would love to see that too. So leave that in the comments. So good, y'all. Thanks for sticking around. Thanks for watching. If you want to see more stuff like this, make sure you hit that subscribe button. And I hope you have an extraordinary life, and we will see you in the next one.